this is Sierra and welcome to another video. Today we're doing another video reading chapter 16 of Hermitcraft Freedom. As you can tell from the title of this video, unless of course you were doing autoplay and you just happened to run across. This is a fan-made universe, the Minecraft inspired universe where I put hermits from the Hermitcraft server into the world and other Minecraft YouTubers in the world and seeing how it works. Kind of like D&D, but yeah, like it's not canon anything the hermits are doing, obviously, but yeah. And I'm just gonna, there are captions available if you are interested in taking a look, listening along to the chapter, but you are not required to, you don't have to, but yeah. Let's get on with the video. Spoilers ahead. Gem's eyes snapped open as a wave of pain and fear coursed through her body. She sat upright in bed, eyes wide, unsure if the terror was part of the dream or was actually happening. Mid-morning sunlight poured in through the curtained window as she tossed her bed covers aside, noticing her hand was shaking. "Everything's fine, I'm fine." She tried to calm her racing heart. The fear was gone as soon as it started. "See? It's just a nightmare. No problem." Gem climbed out of bed, glancing over at her communicator. It was on, still working as it should. She scooped it up and pocketed it, looking around the room. It appeared she was one of the last to wake up, as most of the beds were unoccupied. B-Dubs was still sound asleep, which didn't surprise her in the slightest. She spotted Haley and Isaac over by the brewing stands on the other side of the room and approached. "Good morning," Isaac greeted her. Gem managed to smile. "I didn't think I'd sleep so long," Gem admitted. "It's been a long few days. Clearly needed it." Haley nodded. "Feel good?" "Better than ever," Gem beamed. "Excellent. So, where is everyone?" Gem asked curiously. "The interns are upstairs training," Isaac reported. "Kate's with Skiz in the other bedroom, while Claire is making calls." "Calls? Is everything all right?" Gem frowned. "Apparently Green ran off after a friend called him. Impulse, Blake, and Liam went with him, and they haven't come back since." "Oh," Gem swallowed. "I'm surprised Skiz isn't tearing through the worlds to find his best friend." "Believe me, he so wants to," Isaac smirked. "Claire has managed to talk reason to him for now, but things turning worse, it might be harder to keep him back." "I don't blame him," Jim replied. "The defectors didn't care when they came after me and Pearl. Impulse came to rescue me, getting hurt in the process." Haley smiled. "Cares about you. You're his friend." "Yeah," Jim replied. "Maybe you should check in and see how he's doing," Isaac offered. "I'm also fairly certain Scar's just as uneasy about this as well. This all too." "I'm guessing he was with Pearl?" Jim raised an eyebrow. "In the kitchen, making more snacks for Jelly." "Great. I'll see you guys in a bit." "Be careful," Haley warned. "It's not safe to be alone right now. We still don't know how the defector knew where we were." "Right," Jim said softly. "They waited until we let our guard down before ambushing us." Haley nodded. "You're tough. I know you'll be fine. You just want to make sure you remember." "Don't worry, I'll be fine," Jem assured her, pushing open the bedroom door and stepping into the hallway just as her communicator started beeping. She frowned, reaching for it as she pulled it out. One of the icons on her screen was blinking red as her eyes grew wide. No, that couldn't be possible. "Clara!" Jem bolted toward the meeting room, spotting the woman seated on one of the couches. The communicator rested on her lap. The woman looked up to see the hermit run in. "Clara, there's a distress signal at False's base. Something's happening. They might be in trouble." Clara got to her feet. "Are you sure?" Jem offered her the device. Clara glancing at it for a moment before she nodded. Can you get the kids down here for me? We need a team. Now. Jem tore toward the ladder leading to the second floor, clambering up the stairs. Clambering up. There's no stairs. They got rid of the stairs. Clambering up. Was that fear? Was that what the fear she felt was about? Why couldn't she feel it now? Was False okay? The kids? Sickening feeling filled her as she tore into the training room. Clara needs you downstairs in the meeting room. Now. Jem got to the point. The interns all looked up, at first confused, before they read the fear on her face. What's going on? Did they find Green and the others? Eliza frowned. Jem gestured toward the hallway. Come on, I don't have time to explain. It's urgent. She didn't check to see if the teens followed her, going back down the ladder as she spotted Clara coming out of the other bedroom. Kate and Skiz were behind her. Kate spotted the hermit and jogged over to her. What happened? Is everything okay? Clara said there was an attack. I don't know. I only just got the distress call from False, Jem said quickly, leading the girl toward the meeting room. I woke up feeling what I believe was her pain and fear. Fear? But False is never afraid. Kate furrowed her brow. Something scared her enough, Jem said quietly, glancing toward the window as Kate helped her sit down. Something's wrong. Everything about today is wrong, Kate admitted with a sigh. First Green disappears with Impulse and their protectors. Then Clara and I had to talk down Skiz from trying to find his best friend. And now this? I know. Jem looked down at her feet. Do you feel anything now? Skiz asked. Jem lifted her head, seeing the grim expression on its face. She might be unconscious. I don't sense any pain or fear now, Jem admitted. I haven't tried reaching for her link, though. Try it, Kate insisted. Jem nodded, closing her eyes as she squared her shoulders. Warm sunlight trickled down her back. She reached her mental hand out toward False. She hadn't done this exercise in a bit, since their connection wasn't as strong, but it was enough for Jem to feel her. At least, she thought that was what it was. What else would it be? Impulse? No, Skiz would have felt it if it had been him. Jem tried to grasp at the link, as she shared with her friend, only for her hand to hit a barrier. She attempted again, then again, for a third time, before trying to push at the barrier. Nothing, Jem said softly, opening her eyes, watching more of her friends walk in. I know she's alive, but I can't reach her. This can't be good, Skiz grumbled, looking over at Clara, who nodded simply. Matthias, Sean, and Kane were the last arrived through the front door, as everyone got settled. What's going on? B-Dubs asked sleepily. Clara took a seat on the couch by the window. Jem came to me a few minutes ago. False has sent her a distress signal. What? Eliza gasped. Is everyone okay? Josh demanded. I was hoping to send a team to check things out and help if needed, Clara said matter-of-factly. Can I go? Jem asked quickly. I don't know if it will be safe for you, Clara cautioned. I don't care. One of my friends is in trouble, Jem insisted. She's hurt. She needs help. Why else would she send a signal? It's also possible the signal was delayed, and whatever happened has passed, Isaac pointed out. The null would have intercepted the signal until it was deactivated. So if False was able to send a signal, we wouldn't get it until the null turned off. So we're already too late? Jem groaned, putting her head in her hands. Not necessarily, Clara replied. It couldn't have gone far. We can follow their trail. Hope sparked in the hermit as Jem looked up. What if she doesn't have the communicator on her? We'll still find a way, Matthias stated simply. The hermits are my responsibility. I'll do all I can to help find her and any other survivors. Jem swallowed, catching Kate looking at her. Jem turned to Clara. I'm going. She could be hiding somewhere. We don't know for sure they have her. Clara nodded. Very well. Matthias and I will go with you. We can help, right? Luke asked quickly. Some of us need to stay here to protect the others, Sean warned, and to get any medical supplies ready. Oh, we're ready, Josh smirked. Liam made sure of it. Then we best get going. Clara rose to her feet. Jem did the same, putting her hand on her communicator, which was still beeping softly. Hopefully, they weren't too late. It didn't take them long before she spotted Fossil's base, just ahead, in the clearing. Her heart skipped a beat when she saw the building's condition. Half of one wall was blown to pieces, giant holes in the roof as well. All the windows were smashed, the glass sparkling on the grassy ground below. Jem landed in front of the base. The words stuck in her throat, and she took in the damage. This looks more like a battle than an attack. Matthias shook his head. I'll check the perimeter to see if I can't find any clues, and to make sure no one stuck around. Clara nodded. We'll be heading in. Be careful. I owe them, Matthias replied, strolling off toward the entry line. Jem swallowed. Why did she have the sinking feeling that something bad was about to happen? She pushed the question aside as she went over to the hole in the wall of what she was the main room. The debris was everywhere, coating the couches and table, even the floor. Some of the furniture was smashed by larger chunks of the base. What happened here? Jem whispered. Clara stepped through the hole, examining the mess. 2 piles of items rested on either side of the room. People died here. A shudder ran down her spine. She hoped they were from the enemy, and not their own. But as she stepped closer to one of the piles, she could see a spare wooden sword, a framed picture, and a firework rocket. A lump formed in her throat as she picked up the framed photo. It was of a family, father and a mother, and between them was a little boy. Tears blurred her eyes. Hayden. No. Jem, you might want to come over here. Clara's voice came from across the room. Jem looked up, pocketing the photo away safely before parkouring carefully over to the woman. Clara was on her knees, leaning over her figure on the floor. Jem gasped as she saw the burns that scarred the figure's body. Clothing was partially burned away as Clara carefully put a towel over the chest area. Erin's face was horribly burned and barely recognizable as Jem fell to her knees beside the woman. Is she? Jem whispered. Barely, Clara said calmly, gently dabbing another towel with regen on the girl's cheek. David is no longer with us. No. Tears burned the hermit's eyes even more, threatening to pour out like a dam. Can you save her? I don't know, Clara said softly. I'll try everything I can. Where are Sam and Vols? Where are they? Jem couldn't finish the thought. Clara looked up at her, a solemn expression on her face. They got what they came for, Clara said softly, looking down at the teen girl. I might be able to heal most of these scars, but she lives. I don't know. We'll have to find them, Jem insisted, clenching her fists. They have our friends, probably not just Sam and Falls, but Green and others too. And the others too. It's looking far more likely now, Clara agreed. But why? She could feel warm tears slipping down her cheeks. Why would they attack innocent people? Children! Clara closed her eyes and sighed. They were after anyone who knew Stampy. Sam most likely their prime target. Why would they take False then? Leverage to get to the information they want? Or lure Stampy out of hiding? It's just unbelievable, Jem whispered, her voice cracking as she tried to wipe tears from her eyes. Clara looked up at her solemnly. Can you take Erin back to the base so Haley can look at her? She asked softly. But first, find them. All of them, Clara said firmly. These injuries are recent. She has time. They can't be far. Are you sure? Jim asked, looking down at the sleeping girl. She won't have any chance if we don't take action now, Clara said firmly. We'll be back before nightfall with a report. Jim sniffed and nodded. I'm coming back to find you. No, Clara shook her head. My friends are in danger, and you can't stop me from trying to find them, she insisted. There's no telling what they're doing to them. You would know, right? Clara got to her feet, offering her hand. Not necessarily, Jim sighed, her eyes still on Erin. Would she be okay? Jim could hear the girl's shallow breathing, as her heart squeezed in her chest. Stay at the base in case I need you, okay? Clara insisted. Keep your communicator on you, and stay with people you know and trust. But what if something happens to you or Matthias? Jim pressed, getting to her own feet. Clara frowned. Be careful, I promise. Jim swallowed, nodding as she bent down and carefully lifted the girl off the ground. Clara adjusted the towel over the girl so it wouldn't fall as the two women exchanged one last glance, before Jim turned and started her trek back to Hermit Fortress, back to a reality where her friends were in danger once again. Would this forever end? How many more innocent people would have to die before enough was enough? Jim didn't know, but she wasn't about to give up on her friends just yet. The defectors might have won this battle, but she was determined they wouldn't win the war. And that is the end of that video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for sticking around and enjoying the story. I'll see you guys in the next one, whenever that might be. Next video will be in the description once it comes out. If it's not, well, you can let me know and I will make sure to do it. I do try to make sure that I do that. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.